Ever try to, like, dig up your diploma for some form or job
Oh,
application,
yeah.
and you just can't find it?
I've been there.
It's like, where is this thing? It's so important. But we're
Yeah.
diving into all that today, the whole world of certificates and credentials.
The good, the bad, and the blockchain.
Exactly. Blockchain and digital certification. That's our focus.
Should be interesting.
Yeah, because, I mean, everyone's got these certificates, degrees,
Yeah.
licenses, you name it.
And proving you have them. It's a whole process.
A pain in the you-know-what sometimes.
Absolutely. So much paperwork, waiting forever for verification. It's clunky.
And don't even get me started on the possibility of fake certificates out there.
Oh, right. Huge problem. So how do we know what's real anymore?
Exactly. And that's where blockchain comes in. At least that's what a lot of folks are saying.
It's got the potential to really shake things up.
So for folks who might not be super familiar with blockchain, can you break it down for us? Like, how could this tech actually help with the certificate problem?
Okay, so think of blockchain as like a digital ledger.
Okay.
But instead of being kept in one place, it's copied across a whole network of computers.
Ah, so it's not like one central database that could be hacked or messed with.
Exactly. And every time a new record gets added, it gets linked to all the previous records in a chain. That's where the blockchain name comes from.
So it's like a super secure chronological record of everything.
Exactly. And this makes it incredibly difficult to tamper with any of the data. Each block in the chain has a unique digital fingerprint, a hash, and then if one tries to change something, even a tiny bit, it changes that fingerprint. And everyone on the network knows something's wrong.
So it's like a tamper-proof seal for every certificate.
You got it. Now, imagine applying for a job, and instead of waiting weeks for your transcripts, your potential employer can verify your degree instantly, directly from the university's blockchain record.
Wow, that would save me so much stress back in the day.
For real. And think about professional certifications too, like in IT, healthcare, finance fields where trust is crucial.
Oh yeah, those are high-stakes certificates.
Exactly. Blockchain can make sure only qualified people have them. No more fakes.
So we're talking about potentially getting rid of all that tedious paperwork and those long verification processes.
Yep. And it can go even further than that. Think about diplomas. Those get lost or damaged all the time. But with blockchain, they're safe and sound.
Always accessible.
Exactly. And even more than just certificates, blockchain can help verify identities in general.
Right, and that's something we saw in our research with Hoken Tech.
Oh, yeah. Their demo on the EOS blockchain was really cool.
It was. They showed how you could register users, update information, even delete data if needed, and every step was recorded transparently on the blockchain.
A real-world example of how this stuff works in practice.
Okay, so this all sounds amazing, but let's play devil's advocate for a
Good
minute.
shit.
One thing that worries me is the whole permanence aspect.
Right.
If everything is recorded forever on the blockchain, what about the right to be forgotten?
That's a valid concern. The idea that information, even mistakes or things we regret, could be out there forever is a bit unsettling.
It is, especially in our digital age where everything seems to be saved and shared.
Absolutely. However, the good news is that developers are working on solutions to address this. Some platforms are exploring ways to revoke certificates or encrypt sensitive data, giving people more control over their information.
So it's not a perfect system, but there are efforts to make it more ethical and privacy conscious.
Exactly. It's all about finding that balance between transparency and individual rights.
And speaking of challenges, what about scalability? Can blockchain really handle the huge number of certificates being issued around the world?
That's another big one. Blockchain tech is still relatively young, and figuring out how to handle massive amounts of data is a hurdle. Different blockchain platforms have different capabilities, and we're still in the early stages of figuring out what works best.
So it's a work in progress, but it's exciting to see the potential it holds.
Absolutely. And I think it's important to remember that blockchain is ultimately a tool.
Right, it's not a magic solution on its own.
Exactly. Its success will depend on how we use it. Addressing issues like privacy and scalability will be key.
It feels like we're on the cusp of a major shift, though.
For sure.
A future where trust is built into the very fabric of the digital world.
Right. And not just with certificates. Blockchain has the potential to change how we verify all kinds of things, identities, credentials, even our skills in the gig economy.
So wrapping up, it seems blockchain could offer a much more secure and transparent way to handle certificates and credentials.
Absolutely. It has the potential to streamline processes, reduce fraud, and give individuals more control over their information.
And for those of you listening, here's a thought to ponder. As we move further into this digital age, how might blockchain-based verification impact your industry, your personal life, and even how you view trust in the systems around you? Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, everyone. It's been a great discussion.